CATANO, also known as Sir Persevere, yours truly. Today, I am the guide master for our 6TP program, and I welcome you today. Today, we're going to provide a program filled with the Sir Persevere platform, which is that you can do hard things all the time. And my aim is always to make you be better mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so today we're going to test your borders a little bit with a stillness exercise that is going to be filled with prayer. And so I invite you today in our six paths as we are always looking to grow your life through leadership. And we will move through six paths today to show you how you can transform your life by practicing these steps and, in essence, taking your pill with us each day. So let us begin. Let us start with a quick breathing exercise. Let's start to get calm. And let's start going to a space where we can expand our capacity to receive. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out. When you breathe out, pretend like you're filling a glass space with your breath and you're trying to fog up a window when you breathe out. So breathe in through your nose and breathe out to fog that window. So breathe in. This is your spiritual shower. This is where you cleanse yourself through your breaths of everything that you brought into here that's not welcome into a space. Stillness is a space of peace and calm. Leave all your anxieties at the door. Leave all the things that are troubling you at the door. Become a person of zero and receive this video that we are about to watch. Good morning, Knights. Hope is certain. God's name is stronger than the darkness. Freedom for the captive. In the darkness, let God's light shine. Let there be mercy for the broken. Let God's fire cloud rain upon us. Let the Lord's currency of love flow through us generously on to others. Let us be warehouses to store this love. If you ever feel cracked, be reminded that you are not disqualified. God can mend broken chains. Pray bigger than your imagination paralysis. Pray bigger. Trust beyond what you see. This I command you. When you do this, God shows up. God becomes present in your life. God is ever powerful and the Almighty. All things are possible with God. God's promises never render void. Now to Him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Brethren, if God is for us, then who could ever stop us? Praise God Almighty. Praise God Almighty. And we shout, glory, glory, glory to the Father. Stay in an attitude of prayer. Now that you have received prayer, think about how you want that prayer to work in your life. Think about what a healthy prayer life can do for you. Think about the places where God has tried to contact you. God will never kick down your door. He will only come in if you let him. And I'm going to go off script a little bit here, and I'm actually going to read the word of the day, which is very relevant to this. It's from Revelations 3:20. It says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me." That is proof that because we have free will, God will never impose his will on you. Instead, it talks about how he will instead use his voice. Stillness is the place where we get quiet and we hear from God. We open our heart to God and we let him into that space to work in our lives. Take a deep breath now, into your nose again. Let all of this sink in and just be quiet for a minute. Let your thoughts actually be present, but guide those thoughts to a pleasant place. Take one more breath in through your nose as if you're inhaling the goodness. Breathe out your goodness now and start to become present again with us. Taking the video away, but now we're going to have impressions and reflections about stillness. You know that I love to have stillness reflections. I love affirmations and I love interactive stillness. So here is a question that I have for you. In the video, right, I tried to capture what our regular prayer group is like, right? How we take in messages, how we interact with each other. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask each of you to name one character from, who regularly comes to prayer, who you thought might have been represented in those slides. So there was a night, there was a healing, uh, uh, an older healing woman, and there was a beautiful, powerful woman with a robe, and there was a doctor. I'm going to start with you, Rosalda. Name one person who you think was represented in those slides. Uh, Unmute, sister.
Marta, Marta
Martha,
Rodriguez,
who do you think she was?
the older woman.
Yep. Uh, she represents a healer. You know, I wanted to highlight her as a healer because she brings so much power to our group with her remedies and sometimes her videos. They break up or they repeat, which sometimes reflect her tech prowess, but I applaud her every day for her efforts. She brings so much value to our group, and I see her as a healer. I see her as a late hanging out grandma that is spreading joy to the world each day that she participates with us. Who else do you think you might have seen, Greg?
I saw Sir Persevere as a knight and slimmed down. Thanks, Henry, for reminding us that his health is his wealth and he's getting better and better. But I saw you as the knight, and your cadence was very pronounced.
Two more characters, and then I have the last question for Lawrence. Henry, who else might have been represented in that video?
Feel like I saw Dr. Pina as the king there.
Yep, he certainly was in the background, but you notice, right, that he was quaint. He was kind of like in the distance, just kind of taking it all in, right? Because, I'm not comparing Dr. Pina to God at all, right? But, he's been a leader for us, and he certainly has provided a space for us to grow in. And those of us who take therapy with him know that he is not an imposing therapist, right? He gently nudges us sometimes when we are over the edge, or at least when I'm over the edge, he gently brings us back. And sometimes when we are about to, passively go through something where we need to be taking action, he'll come out and he'll say, no, 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 stop. Let's talk about this a little more, and he'll make you deal with it. Um, but I was looking for two people who show up to prayer life. One is a doctor, right? And, the other one is a powerful, woman who looks you know, like she just brings wisdom and strength. Who might those two be?
I have a guess.
Yes, go ahead, Lauren.
Um, I think the powerful woman would be Rosara. That would be
100%.
that would be my guess.
100%. Says the wisest things, shows up every day. Sometimes, we've seen her wearing her wigs and covering herself, right? And this person is wearing a robe representing, you know, how she shows up every day with that power and that strength. And the last one is a doctor. Might we guess? Anyone? Notice the doctor was holding a little girl's hand.
Dr. C.
100%, 100%. From day one, Dr. Z has been there for me with prayer. When there were just two of us, he was there. And it says where two or more are gathered, it's a church. And he made that space be a church for me every day. And others came And for the most part, when we prayed, it has been, you know, Martha, Rosada, and Marcin who have been with me day after day. And I just wanted to use my stillness today to honor them and to thank them for being a part of my growth and for being a part of my stillness before the stillness each day. And so I honor you and I thank you, Henry, for noticing that I also had Dr. Pina back there as the quiet creator. Great observation. And so I have one last question, and I just wanted to save it, for Lawrence. No particular reason. You were just the person at the bottom of the screen. But what's one thing that you could do to enhance your prayer life, and how would it benefit you, if at all?
I think probably participate more frequently. I've come a handful of times, not even, um, but just have prayer more in my life. So that's something I can work on.
Mm-hmm. So, Sauda, my powerful, how does prayer life impact you? What does it do for you?
Mm. It helped me rely more on our Father and know that every promise that He makes to protect us, to guide us, and to give us whatever we need, He will make them come true. And as you said, if He's knocking at our door, He's knocking there all the time. We open the door with our actions, but He is not a liar. He's going to comply with what He promised, and He promised to take care of us, give us what we need.
Thank you, sister. So, as we end our stillness exercise, I invite you today to find one thing that you want to pray for. One, in 1 minute, just one thing that you want to pray for. Connect with the Almighty and let Him in through that door and just monitor this into the near future to see if He answers. So just take a minute and say a prayer. I'm not going to ask you to share it. This is between you and the Almighty. Just take a minute to pray. I'm going to close this segment in prayer. Father God, I just ask that you be the leader of all of our movements, guide all of our thoughts, tender our hearts to receive and to give. Father God, as we scale, be present in all that we do. Be the leader of every opportunity, of every direction that we take, Father God. Let us be wise. Let us be submissive to all that you are asking us to lay our lives down for, Father God. Father God, let us scale with impact. Let us scale to make a difference. Let nothing that we do be filled with greed. Let it all be filled with love and joy. And let us all be warehouses for your love and your mercy to flow through, and that we are able to distribute it to others. In your holy name, amen. All right. Hope people are feeling good. Let's go to the next part of our group here. So now we're going to go into the scalar dreamer path. The Scalar Dreamer Path is where we unlock new horizons. This is where we start to make a difference in our life. We start to change things. Um, you know, what are you dreaming about? What are the big, lofty goals that you have? We've been reading, the science of scaling for quite some time now. We're actually taking our second read through here. And by now, we all know what a big, hairy goal is, right? We know what a big, hairy, ambitious goal is, a BHAG, right? Let's go around and let's see what some of you are dreaming about. I want to hear what are the things that you want to scale? What are the things that you want to be the steward of for the purpose of magnifying impact to the world? Um, Lawrence,
Yes,
what are you scaling?
I'm working on getting my cold plunge program scaled and also my AI book.
That's awesome. What about you, Greg?
Automating my consulting business and leveraging technology, AI, and a CRM to get to $30,000 monthly repeated income.
Glory, glory.
Mm.
Rosada, what are you scaling?
Well, Victor, I'm scaling to become a better certified coach so that I can have the ability to attract more people to experience this wonderful sensation when you receive your daily spits.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You know, um, I want I want to do the things that you're doing. I leave here every day feeling like I'm carrying a suitcase full of flyers and I'm just handing them out because I really believe in what we're doing here and I want others to have this. And so all I do is talk about this. It's kind of just like, you know, how does your steak taste? My steak is great, man. I have these big, hairy, ambitious goals that, right? It's like everything morphs into a conversation about my BHAG and about scaling. I must use the scaling word about 100 times a day, if not more. Henry, I know you haven't been here for a minute, but I know that you are quite the dreamer, and I'm just excited, to hear about all the things that you're doing. But what's one thing that you're scaling, brother?
Such a great question, Victor. And as I was hearing everybody, I actually wrote down myself. It's my mastery, integrity, communication, my finance, spirituality, my sexuality. I think my big hairy audacious goal is really understanding who I am, my soul. So
Yeah, you know, personal growth is the most important thing we could scale, right? Because when we scale, we want to scale on a foundation, and our foundation is our personal well-being. Dr. Pina.
Oh, yeah, and also invite Henry to have to develop a contract. Maybe Victor, we can work with him. So now we have a contract, 1 year contract that where we go through the process of the 60 peel and we put together things that are trackable, and also buy the book by Benjamin Hardy so that you can understand what it means, the frame, the focus, and the floor, and how important is time as a psychological tool to get your goal, and how important is the frame where you are to 10x or 100x that what you want financially. And then you're gonna be taking the same wine, because now we are drunk with these wines of scaling, but people need to understand it. Sometimes they don't understand it. So yesterday, Gregory puts the games in place, the level, and as Tom Brady says, he's expert on winning Super Bowl. We're gonna be expert on winning the GOAT, the greatest of all time, on the system schools, and everybody is playing to go from 3,000 to 30,000, 10,000, 30,000, 100,000, 300,000, and to go to diamond, to red diamond, to blue diamond, and to the gold, which is $1 million. There is one very close. He's making 700,000 recurring revenue per month. That's an amazing amount of money on a monthly basis, and you have to keep it for at least 2 or 3 months. The if you get to the goal. So that's the 60p that we want to bring to everybody, to the world, and also to conquer the goat.
And I'm sure you share that as your goal, Dr. Pina. You have, violated your privilege to be a doctor. You're supposed to be a healer, and you've just infected us with, this 6TP. And I'm so grateful for that infection. And Henry, I will make time with you. We would love it if you also strive to be a 6TP coach. I think you are someone who has been with us as this program has evolved. And I would be happy to sit with you and to catch you up so that you can also reap the benefits of this program because you built it, you contributed into it, right? So let's have a discussion about that and let's build your contract.
And if we make it before July ends, everybody that comes before July, we are charging $2,000 for the certification. But for the people who has at least 90 hours, and you have more than 90 hours because you've been coming day after day, all you need to do is to have a practicum, and the practicum can be on Sunday, safe, not recorded. And then at least you have to have a real things on Friday, on Saturday, and then you have to pass an oral test. And the oral test, we have the information, we have the questions. You have to pass. If we ask 10 questions, at least 7 questions have to be correct. But we have the 30 questions ready. And so you get certified, you get your certifications as a coach. You will have to have a malpractice insurance to get any client and things like that. Yeah, that's Lauren's website that he developed, and there is the 60p contract sample too.
So um, this is our website. This is our club's website. This is where you can find all the information that you need about our club. Um, and here you can find a description of our 6 paths and how you can grow in them and the specific requirements. It talks about the contract. You can see the beautiful the pill that we take daily. And as you explore the website more, you can learn more about our 4 different levels. We have, you know, different costs for it. And I invite you to peruse the website and anyone else interested, check it out. And there's a location on the site where you can reach out to us and ask us questions. There's a survey that you can fill out to help you decide how you want to begin your engagement with us. And we ask that you also find the 6TP Club on school and that you join us there too. We are very interactive, we're welcoming, and remember, we take our pill with you every day too. We participate in this. We're not just inviting you to come do something. We're interacting with you and we are growing just the same way you are by teaching, we're also receiving. So let's go on to the next path, which is the path of the creator. Um, so here is where we take all of the things that we're scaling and that we're dreaming about, and we actualize those things. We take action and we bring them to life. And so I'm gonna call on one or two of you. If you were being invited right now to create one new thing on the spot, right? And this is an exercise that's challenging you because I want to see where you are in in drinking the Kool-Aid, right? I'm always thinking about what I can create, right? Yesterday as I was thinking about what I wanted to present, I was just like, you know what? I want to make a movie, and I literally failed at what I really wanted to do. I wanted to make a cartoon and I wanted to make a movie and I wanted to like create a 3 or 4 minute segment, and I came up with all these things and I failed, right? I couldn't produce the final product, and and that's okay, right? It's okay to fail, right? Because you know what? You know that as soon as this is all over, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna keep playing with that thing until I learn how to make that cartoon. I'm gonna make that cartoon, darn it, and it's gonna play here, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna remember this moment, right? This is what creators do. Trial and error, right? If you're not trying, you're never going to create because creation itself means it doesn't exist. It is not anywhere. You are putting something into a space that doesn't exist. So, who is inspired in this way? Greg.
Good morning. I believe we all have a book in us, and I'm inspired to finish it in the next couple of months. So I'm up to chapter 2 and continuing to be fueled to see it happen. That's where I'm at.
Henry, we're gonna put you into practice here, right? You're drinking this, you're on the fly, you're moving along and you're watching all of this, right? What comes to your mind? My God, what can I create? What excites you? How does this touch you?
I want to create a community, something fun, things that brings me joy, but do it with people. So maybe like send out a link of cycling group, right? Like whoever wants to cycle, I cycle to the beach a lot alone. I would love to have company. I would love to create something like that where it's a group itinerary where we go have beers or have a great meal and then end up at the beach and then come back and make it like a complete journey that I can share with others. I've had that in my heart for some time. Um, and it's trusting that even if one person shows up, I created that environment for that person to also feel what I always feel when I ride my bike.
Hmm, very powerful. I think we have time for one more. Dr. Pina, how does the creator path touch you? What are the things that you would create on the spot right now?
Yeah, the creations for me, it's following the rules of 300. Yeah, so I can start with a post that is significant and that I can use for the social media on an everyday basis. The first things that I do, so they can take it to the Facebook page, which is have 82,000 people, and also the YouTube now that I've been posting. I'm posting their LinkedIn, so I can have that post that is important about, so that I can share the link of the 60p school and on an everyday basis, no matter what. So I have to take the time to have it before the night or to have it today. Sometimes I have three, four, five that I can wait for so that I can post it every day.
It's awesome. Well, like Greg says, we all have a creator in us. And, you know, if you do these in order, you don't have to, right? But all of the other steps prepare you for that moment to be able to create. You need a space to be quiet. You need a space to dream and visualize. And, through those first two initial paths, that's where creativity is, evolving inside of you. Um, so I'm going to take us now into an opportunity to do some exercise. And I was having a little technical difficulty, but I figured it out. Um, Everybody should start basically getting up and getting ready. Get some water if you need to, because we're about to do a powerful little workout. And I'm queuing up this video. At the CATANO Island. As we prepare, let's just do a little stretching, lean back a little bit on your back there. Get your Strava on, whatever tracking device you're doing to track your health. And just lean back, stretch that back out a little bit. Make that back, make a circle with your back gently. And then when you poke out your stomach, just feel it in your back. Feel it in your back. Now shake it out, wiggle it out, wiggle it out, wiggle it out. Ooh. Let your arms go behind you and just stretch forward, stretch to the side, stretch however you like. And we are ready for our video. So I promised you last week that Dre was going to send us something, and he has. And today we're going to use this video to do our thing. Here we go.
Good morning, team. This is Dre, Victor's son, and I'll be leading the exercise part of today's session. First, so this is what we'll do to start off. Warm up our bodies. We'll shake our hands, shake your legs, shake your arms and legs for about 10-15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, gotta make sure stretching is important. So let's make sure we stretch our arms right over left for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go behind, touch our shoulders as much as you can, best of your ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, What I like to do is stretch my hands, do this, just push my hands back, make sure my hands are loose for 5-10 seconds. We'll do 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now that we're a bit loosened up and stretched out, let's get to our workout. Personal favorite of mine, I like to do some jumping jacks. So we'll do jumping jacks for 30 seconds. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Good job. Now, let's do some high knees, get that blood flow going. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Let's see. All right, let's do this. Think of favorite exercise in your head right now. And we're gonna do that exercise for 30 seconds. I'll let you think for a second. Think of an exercise that comes to mind. You're gonna do that exercise for 30 seconds when I say go. Do you have that in your head now? You got it? All right. When I say go, you do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
It was bouncing up.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Here we go. All right. It's the last workout of the video. My friend's dad in the Hamptons right now on vacation while training for basketball, D3 basketball, playing in the going freshman in college, going to be one, and I'm training for my upcoming basketball season in the winter. And I'm up here in the Hamptons training with my friend, going to the gym, eating well. Yeah, I'm doing that for basically the month of July. Look forward to getting more involved with the stillness program, and I believe this program's gonna go far. We can do this, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and go and be great. Good job, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and God bless. Dre signing out.
This kid, thank God he didn't kill us in his workout. Get a little water. Let's get it together. Ah, so
He did such a great job. What? That was incredible. I love how you added that last part. Just think of an exercise that's your favorite. We're gonna stick to do that for 30 seconds. That was amazing.
That was new. It's like a wow. because also, you know, you can do what you want, any things that you love to practice. That's like a brand new. I never thought of that. Very interesting.
So,
The, good morning.
good morning,
And
Martita.
the good thing is that he wanna do it because now the children don't they say no, I don't want to do that. Congratulations, God bless you, God bless you. Hey boy, thank you for coming here and coming every day.
Yeah, well, it wasn't always easy. There were times where like, you got to get up and do this. You got to get up. I'm like, all right, you know what? Um, I remember that our cross was 5 a.m. and I know that's his too. So like, all right, why don't you start by making a contribution to the group, right? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. So um, let's get into our authorship path. Um, and today I'm gonna put somebody who, other than Dr. Pina, there's a couple of us who have published. Greg has published, as a co-author, as a contributor to a book. But, we do have an author who actually showed up here today. So, Henry, talk to us about banter and talk to us. And I'm going off script here because you showed up. You made me go off the rail with my presentation here. Tell us about banter. How's that going? What have you been doing with your book?
Well, thank you, Victor. Banter, man. I feel like every day I'm learning more about that. I don't think there's a complete ending to bantering. It's so aligned with everything that we do here, to be honest, with our spirituality. Because banter, I really dig deep into the ego and the ego versus your I am. And your I am is your soul, is your full self. Your I am is what doesn't need to prove anything because it is what it is. It's one, it's whole. And the ego is the protective personality, which is always protecting us from fear and anxiety and depression, all these things. So once we get to analyze and understand these both things, you start bantering within your I am, that state, that freshness, that aliveness just comes out naturally, and other people could feel it. So I'm still learning to this day, you know. I try to remind myself the keys, and yeah, we're still growing. Thanks for asking. I'm out of
Well,
breath, man. Your son made me do push-ups. I did 30 push-ups.
well, there's a new one. Banter while you're out of breath, right?
There you go.
That can go a lot of places. Um, so that's the deal, right? Every single participant here needs to be on an authorship path. Henry has a book, and it's because writing has been inherent in everything that we've done from the very beginning, with our journaling, with our reflections. And it was comfortable calling him on the spot because he has a book. Every single person here is developing a book. Dr. Pina, you know, we could give him an audience and he would tell us about the more than a dozen books that he's written, right? And I just look forward. I keep encouraging each and every one of you, keep writing your books, keep telling your story. And this is not just about our egos, this is about the contributions that we're making to the world because our program is not just for selfish purposes, it's to scale for impact and to make meaningful impacts. And yes, we all want to grow. We want that $1 million club. We all want the different things that we want to scale, right? But ultimately, we know that the real feel good is when we become that warehouse and we distribute to the world the real currency of the kingdom, which is love, right? Not just our money, our generosity with our time, our gifts, our talents, right? And the authorship path is a great way to give back. If you're successful, it's a way to share how you succeeded. If you're someone like Rosaura who has overcome, so many health challenges, right? How you did that, right? There's just a lot of different ways that you can put yourself out there, and scale for impact, and that's what the authorship path is. So to complete our segment today, we're going to go into the book of the thinker. We're going to go into the thinker path, and here is, this is where leaders think clearly before they act with the boldness that I'm charging you to act with, right? This is where you cultivate wisdom. This is where you sharpen your sword, and it's by reading and stimulating your mind. And um, Dr. Pina, I'm going to stop sharing. Can you queue up the book for us?
Yep. We will take it from the next level.
And I'm going to read the next section of our book, The Art of Scaling. So this
And
is The Art of Scaling by Benjamin Hardy.
right, we left it right here. We are in chapter. You can start right there.
Hmm. So we've we've read more than a dozen books, and but so far this is the one that's made the most impact on all of us. It's a pretty new book. Um, right now, in chapter two, it says, set a timeline so short you think it's impossible. And this is what it is, right? Now, um, as an example of this, right, I set a goal towards the beginning of when we were starting this program, which was in June of, now more than 2 years ago. And I've been talking about writing a book, and it wasn't until I actually established a contract, right, with the 6TP, where now I'm on a fast pace to complete that. But it was like we were talking about books, and your boy Henry just showed up one day with a book, right? That's the definition of setting a short timeline, right? He decided that he wanted to write it, and he went and he did it. So we're going to read a little bit now about what that means, right? It says, we like to bully deadlines, pick on them, make fun of them, even spit on them sometimes. But what a terrible thing to do. Deadlines are actually your best friends. That's from Jason Fried, founder of 37 Signals. When Richard Bryan was 28 years old, he was prematurely thrust into the CEO role of his family's 100-year-old truck and car dealership in Bristol, United Kingdom. His father had become incredibly ill and was forced to retire. Despite grossing over 100 million in annual revenue, the company was losing nearly $4 million per year. The organization lacked clear leadership and had no succession plan in place. As CEO, Richard was floundering, but with the guidance of a mentor, he was able to define and own his role as leader. He built a strong leadership team over the next 10 years, and the company grew and thrived in a competitive market. In 2008, Richard sold the business to another UK-based dealer group and transitioned the family ventures into real estate investment and development. After the sale, Richard and his wife Melissa and their two children, ages 10 and 12, moved to Colorado to be near Melissa's family. With their work in the UK, they planned on staying just 1 year, but they grew to love the United States and wanted their children raised there. Over the next 15 years, from 2009 to 2024, Richard flew back to Bristol several times per year and spent a month at a time away from his family working. In April 2024, I was in Whistler, Canada, training a group of 80 CEO coaches, all of whom had previously been CEOs or founders themselves. Richard was among them. For the prior few years, he'd become passionate about and starting advising CEOs as a side hustle to his commercial real estate investments. He specifically guided family businesses on their leadership and succession processes. During my training, I taught these CEO coaches, the scaling framework, and it altered how most of us viewed them and their own goals, as well as how they guided their clients. I taught them the science of impossible goals, and a crucial element is the person's view of time. Specifically, I taught them that psychologically, time isn't the same as how we view it externally on a clock. Psychologically, time is a tool for making decisions. Rather than separating the past, present, and future as we typically do, I explained to them that how they frame their own past and future directly shapes their present decisions and actions. Your past is a tool to improve your present. Your future is a power tool to improve your present. Let's stop there. How did this land on some of you? Let's start with you, Greg. I'm sorry, Greg. I'm mute. All right. Let's go to the next person. Hoshada, how did this land on you? Like the power of deadlines.
Well, the entire scaling work because the science of impossible goals. If we don't set a deadline, we move very slowly. When we have a goal, we have a deadline. It makes us pursue that deadline a little bit more aggressive. I was thinking about when it's raining. We hear the forecast, we look at the sky, we see it's raining, but we're still walking very nicely, very slowly. But as soon as the rain starts to come, we walk a little faster because we don't want to get wet. Well, that's how I see the idea of setting goals. When we set a goal that is so short, we move to work a little faster. Faster because then time is of the essence and we need to accomplish that goal.
As you were saying that, I thought of a time that I went with my family to to these islands that are off Greenwich. There's a little ferry boat ride that takes you to this exclusive beach, right? And when we got there, it was a clear, bright skies. I mean, beautiful day, and we were on the beach. And look, a lot of us here, I think all of us here are from a Caribbean island, right? And we all know what forthcoming rain smells like, right? It's hard to explain it, but when you know, right? You smell when that rain is coming, right? And the minute you smell that, you go, oh, it's going to rain, right? It doesn't matter how the sun is shining, it doesn't matter what it looks like. You know the rain is coming when you smell that. And we were on this island and I was smelling that. And I tell my family, we should start packing it up and go. And, and my kids were playing, they were having a good time, they didn't want to. And from a distance, you could see that the clouds were coming, but it was far away. And I was like, we need to catch that next ferry. And my family was just like, no, 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 we don't have to. Like, let's just get the ferry after that. Like, 10 minutes is, we don't have enough time. It was excuse, 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 because we thought we had more time. Well, the minute that ferry left, those clouds started coming rapidly. And then there was thunder, there was lightning. We got stuck on the island, and there were rumors that it was so bad that they weren't sure they were going to send another ferry out to get us. It was, we blew the deadline. We needed to get on that boat because we knew that we had a short deadline and we played with it, right? And, we can't ever be that way with the things of our life, right? Because we do things like that. Martita, I'm going to call on you, and for the sake of time, I'm going to give you the last word for today. Um,
Oh,
you are someone who talks a lot about procrastination and how you want to overcome it, right? How does how does in a world where someone has done a lot of procrastination, how do short deadlines impact you?
wow. Thank you, Victor. Um, you know, really, I have a goal and I do a lot of things and I continue to do it. Um, my goal is to continue to do the meditation, this group, and I wanted the 1 million too. I has to do. I tell to myself, I talking to myself. The my Mr. Dr. Piña is amazing. He do it, he do it, he do it, he do it, and he do it. I say, wow, I need his energy. You think they are energy? No, Miss Dr. Piña have some energy, incredible. He talking for 1 hour and he don't breathe. Really, it's no um, to quitarle el polvo a él, sino es lo que yo siento y lo que I feeling, okay? My goal really is to continue and do the thing and have a group of 20 people, 100 people, and start to do that. This is my goal. And uh, I I have a goal in this week. We have the festival a book uh, from Dominican Republic, and I did a really good job. I have to say to to myself, I have a table to do give you the information and talking, and I have the explanation talking about uh, healthfulness meditation, um, and the Dominican Civic Center, and really was very hard uh, to do that. Um,
But you got through, right? You
yeah,
succeeded.
the scene, yes, and I invited the people, called the people, and we doing really our mini goal. I have to do my long term goal the, about our group, what we have to do, follow the thing. But you know, uh,
Well, we got you covered, sister. We will
yeah,
help you with all those goals. You know, I have a great deal of admiration for all the work that you're doing, and we're going to bring all that work to light. You know, that's all the time that we have for today. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be your host, and I just want to bring you back to where we started today and just remind you all the things that you're dreaming about, all the ambition, all the scaling. Let it start from a place of prayer. Let us start from a place of letting the Lord help you scale the way you want to scale. Take that moment today. I hope you prayed for something meaningful and impactful, and I hope that the Lord answers your prayer. Signing off today, I'm once again Victor Catano, aka Sir Persevere. Love you all. Have a beautiful and blessed day.
thank you. Have a great day,
Take care.
everybody.
Hey, bye, y'all. Hope to see you again, Henry. It's nice seeing you.
Bye bye,
Yes,
Henry. See you
yes.
soon. Call me,
Okay.
Henry.
Welcome.